Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. As you can see from the title, I want to talk about something that has been on my mind for a while now. Like, it has been a concern to me. I'm concerned, I'm worried, I'm scared. And just before I start talking about this topic, in case you are new to my channel, you're welcome. My name is Dinah Ano and I make videos on faith, lifestyle and beauty. So just pause right now and subscribe to my channel, and please also click on the bell button so that you get notifications anytime I have any new video out for you guys. So to today's topic is, why are marriages failing so much nowadays? Like, we millennials, why are we always divorcing? Why are we always separating from our partners? Like, I could remember growing up as a child, especially in Africa, people who got divorced were stigmatized. Like, in fact, they were like stigmatized. They will be there are certain functions that they are doing and they wouldn't invite you. Even when you come there, you feel out of place, which wasn't really nice. And in the churches do not encourage divorce. Christianity as well does not encourage divorce, even though there's a clause to it that if your partner is unfaithful, that is the only time you can divorce. But the Bible also told us that we are not supposed to remarry after divorce, because that would cause us to commit adultery. So, and I know that, I think the Muslims are allowed to divorce. You're allowed to divorce your partner, I think 3 times. Then after that divorce, you can only come back to her if she gets married to another person, or if he gets married to another person. Then you can, if she, I think, gets married to another person, and then that's when you can now marry her again. But I knew then that divorce was not encouraged, separation was not encouraged. You were encouraged to always stay with your partner and do whatever it was you could do to make sure that your marriage worked out. So even when our parents were not happy, they were still together. Even when things were not going the way they planned, they were still together, and they didn't make their children feel like anything was happening or they were unhappy, or but nowadays I don't get it. Like, the rate at which people separate, like, let me take for example, within 2017 till now, I know a lot of people, some are close friends, some I just know, that have gotten married and are no longer with their partner. Some you would even hear 2 months after the marriage, 1 month after the marriage, 6 months after the marriage. I mean, why is that? Okay, and it makes people like us who are single, who are hoping to be married one day, scared. Why is it that people are just separating? So it makes us scared and worried. Like, is it that this thing is no longer working anymore in this generation? And I've noticed, like I said before, like the previous generations, our mothers, our grandmothers were more tolerant. Like, they tolerated a lot of things. In fact, most of them were abused at home. There were lots of them were going through domestic abuse at home, domestic violence at home. They were beaten by their partners when they come home after drinking palm wine, or doing their local gambling, and it went wrong, and he would direct the anger towards you or anything at all. And women, our mouths can be like razor. It can divide and scatter and break and tear anything. So some men, their tolerance level are very, very low, very, very small, and so it's not hard for them to hit a woman. And unfortunately, most men, young men growing up that had fathers that were abusive, some of them actually took those traits from their dads, and nowadays still practice the same thing that their parents were doing in those days. And another thing, our mothers were contented. Whatever it was that they were given, they were contented and they could manage. Okay, they could manage. Whatever it was that they were given, they could manage. They were not pressured. Like, there are so many things right now happening in this world. There are so many glitz and glam in this world right now that pushes some people to do some crazy things and have crazy expectations. And I believe probably in those days people got married with not much of an expectation. The expectation would be, okay, you're 15, you're ripe for marriage, you're 16, 17, 18, you're ripe for marriage, and your suitor comes, you might not even know who this person is. Some of them, their suitors come from the town, you might be in the village. Even in the town, your father just tells you, okay, somebody told us he likes you, he's coming to marry you, you know, those kind of things. And then you marry this person, and you are forced to like this person and learn to tolerate this person. And most of them, when you ask them, like, how was it easy for you to just meet somebody and just marry the person, and they will tell you it wasn't easy at first, but they would rather, they don't see any other person they would rather be with than this person. They are happy, they are fine, and they don't see it as anything, because that was the norm then. Your parents were always right, their choices were always right for you. But these days it's quite different. I mean, we are more exposed, we are more educated. A lot of Western cultures has infiltrated into our own culture. You know, then getting married traditionally, you would return the bride price to the bride's family, and that's it. But nowadays you go to court, you do all those child support kind of things. It wasn't like that then. Maybe it was, but not everybody did that. So nowadays, the first thing I noticed about our generation is that we enter into marriage with like unrealistic expectations. We expect too much from whoever it is we are getting married to. We expect too much from the institution called marriage. And the truth is, marriage is whatever it is you make of it. There is no two marriages that are the same. It depends on what both partners do in the marriage. So you don't enter and expect that because Obinna's wife, immediately he got married to her, the night of their wedding he gave her a Lamborghini, that your marriage is going to be like that. So we enter into marriage with unrealistic expectations. I know of someone who got married to somebody because she thought the guy had a lot of money, because whenever he takes her out, he flaunts his money, he buys whatever she wanted, and he was doing this because he loved her and he really wanted her to be his, and he knew this was what he could do to get her into the house. But they don't realize that after getting married to you, there are so many things that comes after. I mean, he's taking care of you right now, taking care of himself, thinking about the children that are coming in future. He's the one handling most of the bills at home, because most times women don't work, or these men tell you not to work. Handling most of the bills at home. He has to make sure you still look good at least. And so he might not be as free with money as he was when he was asking you out. Okay, he might not give you as, but he's not chasing you anymore. All those dinner you guys, every night you go out to eat, you are in his house now. He expects you to cook for him, and he expects you to manage whatever allowance it is he has given you to prepare him a meal or whatever it is. So they enter into the marriage with wrong expectations, thinking that things that he was doing or she was doing when they were dating would continue. Okay, things definitely would change. It's not going to be as it was, except probably you get married to a billionaire, maybe. And sometimes again, the amount of time our partner spends with us, or spends checking up on us, spends, just giving us the attention when we are dating, might change, because this person knows that, okay, he's at work, whenever he gets home you're always there. So he's like, okay, he lets him concentrate on his work. So if he calls you, maybe he used to call you like 10 times before you guys got married, and then you go married, he only calls you twice. He calls you in the morning when he arrives to the office, like, babe, I'm in the office and all of that, I got to the office safely. And then he now calls you when he's leaving the office. But maybe before, in between, he used to call you, and you're like, this guy, you begin to imagine. And most of the problems we have in this life, it's our imagination. We begin to assume and imagine things that are not there. But then problems begin to kick in, and you begin to suspect, and so many things, and then stupid arguments just start to come up. Number 2. The second thing that I noticed, aside noticed with the marriage of millennials right now, is that our tolerance level is very, very slim. It's very, very thin. Every human being has their flaws, and the more you keep staying with somebody, the more you begin to see those flaws, the more they become more big and more complex. It depends on how you are able to manage it. Okay, and that is why you find out most women, their husbands tell you that they nag and all of that, and we think it's because of our constant reminder. We keep telling them, we keep saying it, that makes the man to change. No, you've said it, you've made your point. Let it be, let it sink into his head, let him go to his quiet space and think. Not that when he's coming back from work, you are reminding him of how he's not nice, he's not doing this to you, he's not doing that to you, and all of that. You cannot just, tolerate. Our tolerance level is very, very low. Any little thing can just make us so angry and say the next thing, I don't think I can stand this person anymore. I don't think I can be with this person anymore. The love is not just there. Even in a relationship, your love goes hot, it goes cold, but the love is still there. There are sometimes it's so hot, smoke will be coming out of your body. There are sometimes that it's cold and you need to do things to warm it up. So we should not be lazy. We should learn to work on our relationship and tolerate our fellow human beings, our partners. Okay, and you think that when you leave this person, the next person you're going to meet is going to be perfect. No. If you are leaving somebody because you cannot tolerate them, let me tell you, the next person you meet, you will still leave the person, and continuously like that, because you feel you are perfect and you're looking for Mr. Perfect or Mrs. Perfect. Our tolerance level is very, very low, and that is why we hear a lot of cases of domestic violence, domestic abuse, the verbal abuse, and all of that. The third thing I think affects our marriages these days is technology, social network. We are exposed to so many things. We're exposed to lifestyles that we weren't exposed to before. You now watch television and you see the way some certain people do their marriages, even though it is fake. On social media, somebody will be posting, her husband just bought her a Bentley, he just bought her what they call this purse again, or this very Hermes purse, I think, some Hermes bag or something, and you think it's true. Some of these things are fake life. They just use them to snap. It's not their own, and they lie just to hype themselves. And so you too now be saying, it's my husband that manages to get something little for you from his salary, but because it's not the designer bag, or it's not what your friend says, you guys don't go to the restaurant that your friends normally eat at. And most of the times, most of those friends that brag to you about what their partners are doing are liars. They are lying and they are faking their lives. Social media has affected our marriages so much. And some of this reality television, I'm not going to mention anyone, I'm not looking for trouble, but most of these reality televisions that we watch and we see, and we're like, okay, so this person's wife walked out of the marriage because the husband did this, the husband did that, or he's not doing this, or he's not doing that. Social media has affected our lives. In fact, is it not social media now that would make you check your husband's phone and be seeing things that you're not supposed to see, or your wife's phone and be seeing things that you're not supposed to see? Social media has played a strong role in our marriages these days. Like, it has affected our marriages a lot. The last and the final point that I'm going to talk about today, not that's just all the points that affect our marriage. No, there are so many things that affect, but this is what I've seen these days, is that our morals are dropping. We no longer have regard for culture and morals anymore. Even people now commonize the word of God. People try to find clauses and buts and this and that as to why they should do certain things. Our morals are compromised right now. Our generation these days, you hardly find people who are truly faithful. Surprising enough, I found out that people are married, women are married, they cheat on their husbands. Men, that one has always been established. I mean, in Africa, men were allowed to marry more than one wife. In fact, the more wife you have and the more children you had then determined how wealthy you were. So that one is a new thing. It's not a new thing that men somehow still cheat. We know that. But to now see that women cheat on their partners. I'm like, what? In Africa, there were so many, like where I come from, there are cultures, there are traditions, there are rules that, you know, forbids a woman to cheat on her husband, and there are so many things that guides the woman. As a woman, you should not do this, you should not do that, this was going to happen to you, you would have to go for a very shameful cleansing if people found out about it, you know. But these days, these things don't apply, they don't work anymore. So people nowadays are so wayward. We have learned so many negative habits that are affecting us, that has given us unrealistic expectation of, yeah, something like in our marriages, you know, we have unrealistic expectation when it comes to sex, because probably of the kind of lifestyle we've lived before, and then you get married to your partner and you expect that it will continue, and it doesn't, and then you begin to seek other things outside the home. Morally, we have lost our morals. I now hear one nonsense they call open marriage. Please, what is that? Why get married? Why don't you guys just keep dating and be doing it openly? But why then go and say, I want to marry this person and be with this person for the rest of my life, but I'm going to be seeing other people? It doesn't make sense. It means you are going to be having children that might not be your partner's children. How do you explain that to your children? I mean, morally these days, our morals have gone down. So it has really affected marriage. We no longer see the institution of marriage as sacred anymore. We no longer value what it was, you know, what the beauty that it was supposed to bring or supposed to have. So guys, that is it for this video. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate. Please give this video a thumbs up, and please let me know in the comment section. Let's chat, let's talk. Let me know what you think is affecting marriages these days. Is this also a concern to you? Are you also like me, scared and worried, like I don't understand what's going on? Would I ever find somebody that has the same kind of views and morals, or you know, thinking as I have concerning marriage? That as for me, I never ever want to get divorced. So if I'm getting married, I definitely have to make sure that it's the one, because I'm not going anywhere. So are you like me? What's your take on this topic? And please subscribe if you have not subscribed. Like I said again, my name is Dana. I know until I come you guys this way again next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.